so many memories here. It looks exactly the same. I remember coming here when it was still under construction, like in the winter. You saw like the cement in the basement, just this hole in the grass, like it's gonna be our house. Yeah, I remember just lying in the grass as the building was finishing up. It's like, oh, this is gonna be our house. It's our house. What was fun about this house is that my best friend at the time lived in a neighborhood just across from us, and so we would meet in the middle. You know, we'd like ride our bikes, meet in the middle, then choose where we want to go. And we had a trampoline at the time, so we would like jump on the trampoline and have a blast. So much fun. This was the house we got our dog in. This was the house I had my high school graduation party in. A lot of good memories in this house. I mean, there are some bad ones, especially when, you know, we're moving to this fixer-upper house that we're now in right now. As I'm moving up to being a college freshman and working a new job, now we're moving into a house in a neighborhood I'm not familiar with. It's like, okay, where's my stability? I have a journal entry of just like this angsty Hannah, just like, I hate life right now, this is so stupid. So I didn't have a proper goodbye of the house because I had to go to work and I didn't help move. And so I woke up one morning in this house, and then I had to go home to this crappy 50s fixer-upper that smelled like cat pee. Like, oh, life sucks. But it ended up being okay, you know? Everything turns out okay. One of my favorite memories here, obviously still playing with my little brother, but then me, Luke, and Kaylee would grab chalk and we would create like little like cities on the driveway. And you know, I had my Razor scooter, Kaylee had her bike, and you know, we'd like draw dash lines like the sides of the road and like a jail and church and a bank. We'd play like cops and robbers. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I hung out with Kaylee a lot here. We frequently had like sleepovers and everything, and there was one time where, you know, we would on our old church at Romance, and then at this house we would try and do something called HCTV, so Hannah and Kaylee TV, where basically we were just vlogging. And one point we tried to do it and it failed miserably. But then there was a second time that we did it because Kaylee moved away to Texas like right before we moved into the new VFC building, and she came back for a wedding. She stayed at our place, so we tried to recreate that again, and we had like a whole 10-minute episode. It was awesome. Like, yes, HCTV is a thing. Woohoo! So we accomplished that, which was great. And then my high school graduation party was here, where I decked out the place in tangled pennants. Like, it was Rapunzel themed, man. We had the boat, we had the pennants, we had the Snuggly Duckling sign. It was awesome. We like went all out on it. We had hidden Mickeys everywhere in the backyard for kids to find. Like, we were extra. I remember like creating art here. Like, this is where I tried to be really serious about art. I got my tablet in this building, so I was practicing how to use digital art and Photoshop, and at the time it was GIMP, where it was free, and it was kind of like Photoshop, but it doesn't have all the cool things that they have to offer. But there, we had a card table. At first we had like a PC laptop, and we would have it in the kitchen table near the back of the house, so I'd see, you know, I'd be on the kitchen table and look out the window, and I drew a lot over winter break, digitally, and because we got the laptop during winter and I got my tablet during winter, and so every time, it was like Christmas time, so whenever it snows, I just have this urge to draw, because that's when I first started, just that feeling of like this newness of art and everything. And so I just remember winter break, sitting at the kitchen table, looking out the window, drawing my characters, and just feeling good about life and about my talents and art. And then we shifted the laptop over to a card table in the living room where it was facing a window that was facing in our side yard. And there was, is it a pear tree? I think it's a pear tree. Where it blooms in the spring. And so in the spring, it's weird, like winter and spring are like my times to like really feel inspired, because every time I looked out that window in the spring, there was just like raining flower petals outside, and it just felt so good. I remember the music I was listening to at that time, you know, the playlist I had, the things I enjoyed. But I was here. I lived here. That room on the second floor. And witnessing a guy running over our mailbox. Yeah, I think it was one of our last winters here. There was a guy that apparently just like drove right into our mailbox and our tree, leaning them over. It was bad. Bunnies in our front yard, in the garden, and we'd pick up baby bunnies and pet them, which was fun. My mom hasn't even come here yet. It's too hard for her. It was good. We would walk around the neighborhood. Like, we knew how much a mile was. Like, my mom would take us to run a mile as our PE class, which didn't last very long. I just kind of want to sit here for a second and just really take it in, you know? Okay. Let's go to church.